So,
Michael Lewis, what's up?
So I was super impressed. I don't know if I said this on air yesterday. I was super impressed that Gee even invited me to his house for barbecue. I saw that as a sign of our friendship moving to the next level, and this may not be true, but I saw it as a sign as such. And one of the rare times...
What are we now, Gee? What are we?
Exactly. Are we next level? Are we not next level? The only time my partner has ever been jealous of anything that I have pursued on my own, as far as I go mountain bike and do other things, zero interest in that. But when I said Gee Scott's 4th of July, but she, what? What? Because she was out of town. Sorry. So anyway, here's your guide. So the question I think that a lot of you have is this one. I just got invited to Gee Scott's 4th of July barbecue. What do I do? And here's your preparation guide. Preparation is simple. There's a few things you need to know. 1, ask yourself this first key question. Am I a white guy? And here's how you find out.
Flowchart.
If you have unironically had an argument about the best lead singer for Van Halen, if the answer is yes, you are white. If you have visited, we'll get to this later in the show, if you have visited a national park intentionally, you are white. Answer both of these questions, you are a white guy. So you know now that you're white, so that sets the table for you. And if you want to know, just as a side, if you want to know how it feels to be the only white guy at Gee Scott's party, I want you to just think of how does Gee Scott feel when he goes to Kirkland. It is precisely that, with a couple of key differences. Okay. And the key differences are this. 1, the food at Gee's house is significantly better than in Kirkland. 2, you will not be followed around Kirkland like you're going to shoplift something. If you're at Gee Scott's house, I wasn't followed once. No one thought I was going to shoplift anything, and I would give them a lot of credit for that. All right. 2, do you have adequate facial hair? If Gee tells you are going to the 4th of July barbecue, say a month in advance, work on it. Start working on it immediately, because what is going to happen is this.
What happened?
And I'm talking to the guys here, all right? Just making sure that you do not need to develop facial hair if you're not a guy, all right?
Okay.
If you do not have enough facial hair, you will be subject to gentle ribbing followed by genuine concern over your style choices. The beard rate at a Gee Scott barbecue is 100%. 100%. That was actually my count, and I actually went around and counted 100%, including his son and his son's friend. Like, young people have beards, old people have beards, the dogs had beards. Everyone has beards at Gee Scott's house. So just make sure, again, not everyone, men, make sure that you have a beard. All right. Do I know how to play spades or dominoes? If you do not, you turn into wallpaper at Gee Scott's house. So make sure you take some lessons, or at least bluff really well, because fortunately, my mom, who's Nicaraguan, grew up in Panama. Dominoes is huge down there. I do know how to play dominoes. I used to know how to play spades, but I just couldn't quite remember, and they're moving along very, very quickly. Like, when the tables come out, you better be prepared, because you are being left behind immediately. 4, should I suggest my Spotify list so everyone can enjoy my music? No. Number 5, do not even think about it. He has a DJ. Don't do it.
Yeah, we
Number
have
5,
a DJ.
Will KJ Wright introduce himself to you and say, "Hi, I'm KJ," as if you didn't know at 30 paces who he was? Yes, that will happen. Will KJ talk to you like he's actually interested in what you say? Yes. Is he actually interested? No. But he has spent a lifetime perfecting this for years. He's great at it. You walk around like, he didn't actually listen to a thing I said. But he nodded and smiled and was super gracious. Should you fast? Number 6, should you fast for 3 days in advance, given the ridiculous spread of brisket and ribs and chicken and mac and cheese and salad and all? Yes, sub-issue. Should I bring Tupperware so I could eat this for the rest of the week? I can neither confirm nor deny that I actually did this. But But there's a lot of leftover food. I'm just telling you, be prepared. Line your pockets with plastic. Number 7. Will Gee Scott babysit me and make sure that I have company at the barbecue? No, he will not.
No, I will not.
He will not.
No.
So it's on you. Grow up, walk over to people, push through the idea that the suspicion is that you're there to sell insurance or simply wandered into the wrong party. Say hello, ask questions, have a beer, and find out how much of what you already thought about Gee Scott, that he's funny, that he's smart, that he's a family man, is more true than you realized because you look around and see his friends. As he likes to say, you are judged by the company that you keep. And I got to say, Gee's group of friends were fantastic people. And if you thought he's a good guy now, wait till you meet his crew because you'll think it will go up by 200%. But remember, the first question, just understand who you are and what party you're at. There you go, Gee. That's my guide. Anyone who needs a copy of this, just get in touch at KIRO Radio and I can send it along to you.
So I just want to say the one part that really stands out to me in that guide, and I am not good at this, Chef, is when he said, will Gee Scott hold your hand and
No.
Absolutely not.
Gee will introduce himself politely and go back to cooking and you're on your own.
And you're on your own.
See, I struggle with that, Gee, because if I was to come over and I got to come up with my own icebreakers and I got to walk up to all the boys and be like, start a conversation. What am I going to ask?
But you know what your advantage is?
Who's the best singer of Van Halen?
Right. You know what your advantage is?
What?
Beard. Right away, you have way more credibility than I did walking in there. They were literally having a conversation about men, bald guys, shaved heads, without beards, and I'm sitting at the table. I'm literally sitting at the table, and they're talking for about 5 minutes, and they all look over at me and just go quiet, like, oh, to their credit, then continue the conversation about it.
So wait, Mike, they acknowledged that you didn't have a beard.
They acknowledged that I was at the table. Yes.
Now,
but they were surprised by it. And they looked later on. A guy asked me, have you never had a beard? They were genuinely concerned about a lot of choices that I've made.
Don't worry, Mike. You're one of the good ones.
Thank you.
Now,
beard free.
Okay,
I'm proud.
But let me just say this next part, right? Now, and I want to talk freely here, okay?
Yeah.
So we're family, we good, right? This is not a PC conversation. I got this from a few of my friends. Hey man, that white dude you had over here, he was cool. He's solid.
Surprised me.
Right? So I don't know what the conversation, because Mike, so here's the thing. No, I was not holding Mike's hand. Mike was on his own.
I was on my own.
But
I like that.
But Mike was at the table while they was playing dominoes, and Mike's just sitting there. Now, I will say, Mike did show up with a special bottle of tequila.
I did.
And by the way, we had that shot when you left, or were you there?
We had a shot when I was there.
Of your tequila?
No, not of mine.
Oh, no.
I was drinking yours.
Okay, when you left, we had the toast with your tequila.
Oh, nice.
Everybody had that. And
I'm sorry I missed that.
Now, I will say, Mike did come in there. I said, hey, this is Mike. And Mike says, I got this special tequila. And once he said that, everybody was like, oh, he cool. He cool.
I do know how to arrive.